for your upcoming fight, I have a feeling that we get to a couple combinations. If he can't take you down, he likes to pin people here. He likes to just kind of hold, kind of dirty box almost. Like he'll hold here, kind of pull away, throw a couple quick shots, and then get back in and kind of do this. So if we engage here, I want it to be on our terms, and I want us to take control of this pretty quickly. So boom, we get here. First thing I want to do, I want to get hip off the wall. I never want to be flat, hips and back against the wall, right? So for me, I'm going to turn my hips, turn my chest towards it. Always towards the head here. Now, for me, I'm going to dig under, over, here. Now, all we're going to look to do, collapse our hands in, and I'm going to look to turn this foot out while I kick this foot, just kind of dragging it. Here. Because that gives us really two options. One, we can engage in the grappling at that point if we want. So like for you, when you fight, you're going to want to engage in the grappling there and take people down. You don't want to be pressed against the wall, but you do want to engage here. Where you can break off, start striking again if we want, or we're getting good on the ground. Take them back down, start beating them up from top. So we're here, boom, instantly. I turn and get my arms off. I'm always looking for at least an underhook. That's going to at least slow him down. I want to look for little shots. I'm not committing to anything big here, as either man. Because if I throw like a big knee, he's going to start picking you up and doing shit, and just unnecessary things are going to start to happen. So when I get here, boom, bop, full shoulder strikes, you know, just little things. He can't get comfortable here. That's what can't happen. Boom, my hands connect. As soon as that happens, I collapse my elbow, turn here, and I'm using my thigh to kind of block that leg here. That's going to allow me to either take him down, start working here, or break off and strike at that point.
What if for whatever reason you can't get done?
Boom. You should be able to get one unless he gets you just buried up here.
Oh, okay.
Like, most of the time if they're driving chest to chest, even then, that's where you start, is digging that underhook. Now, naturally, most people, unless they dive to your feet, you know, they're really low on a shot. Boom, you're going to be able to get an underhook even there. Boom. Boom.
And this is just a turn, like you're not doing the...
No, I can do a little bit of that if I want during the turn, because I like that backbreaker motion naturally. I'm also using my shoulder under his chin to control that head position, because I can't let him maintain that. Now for me, I can pull that in and turn it if I like. Boom. That point, it's sugar and spice to your flavor, but the goal is turn those hips, dig that underhook, quarter turn off.
And another like little detail, like is it a big, like when you're turning the hips, do your feet need to be like, does it matter how they are? Or
so
like,
when I'm here, my feet always match my hips. So if my hips are pointing this way, it's naturally you want to rotate your feet to match them, because that's going to give you more balance and more kind of that athletic stance. So instead of trying to be in an athletic stance facing forward here, because you're going to have the walls in your way, imagine you're trying to run this way. I'm keeping that athletic stance. It's just facing a weird direction at that point. Does that make sense? Other questions on this?
When I'm here, I get that side. Are you like turning this knee in before you step away?
So
Or
we're turning
not?
to the underhook side.
Oh, you're okay.
Boom. There.
See, okay, that makes more sense.
You see what I'm saying? Like the underhook is what's giving you that turn.
If they do for whatever reason have this inside leg like in here or even like to the outside but pressed in like pressuring, if I can get here and press this in, can I turn
Yes.
this way or like hold you there or like?
You can, but it's not going to be as advantageous. It's going to take a lot more work than just hitting that turn.
Okay.
Because you're not going to your strong side.
But having them in that way wouldn't stop you from turning that way regardless. Okay, that was mainly what I was thinking.
Yeah, so 90% of the time you should be able to quarter turn.
Okay.
And if you get a good underhook, you dig the right way, you get into position, most of the way that quarter turn is going to be there.
Yeah.
May take 2 attempts. Now it may be here, and you may get here and you may go, you know, it may take a couple bites.
Yeah.
But that quarter turn is always going to be the better directionally where you want to be.
okay. And if you have to keep going to that, would you suggest like go to the backbreaker motion,
Yes.
like with
If I don't, if nothing's happening, I'm gonna hit that backbreaker motion. If nothing else, just to throw his hips out of the way. That backbreaker just pops their hips forward, which for most people will make them panic steady, which is what I want. I want that hip in. Because if we're here, most people are driving with their hips in, right? Boom, I'm here. The second I can pop that, now Jordan's not in a great position. Boom. That's what that backbreaker can do for you quick. Makes sense?
So you want to get it down on their spine as you can?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, fill her out. 1, 2, 3. And let's say we get here and for whatever reason we can't get this underhook, right? Because that's gonna happen sometimes. He's gonna be here and we just digging in here isn't working. All we're gonna look to is go to like a modified tie plane. All right? So my big goal is my elbows, not my hands. So the goal is to get your elbows into his collarbones here. If we can, would love to go to like the traditional tie plum, top of the head, right? But my goal here is to use my elbows to manage my distance here. Because once I get here, if Jordan drives into me real hard, it's a lot harder, isn't it? The workload he's putting in to get here, a lot harder. So he starts driving into me here, boom, I'm here. Once we get here, same thing, we just get to manipulate his neck with it instead. Then you're there. But the goal is, he digs in there, boom, we get our hips turned, can't get in, boom. I'm gonna start to frame these elbows in here. Because then he's gonna do naturally what Jordan's doing here. Now I'm gonna use my hands like I'm trying to guide, it's like a bull. Like if you have the horns here, boom. Now, you cannot knee to the head, I'd throw that fucker right into his ribs, you know, right into the center of his chest. Or disengage. Now, when you turn there, he is going to still be trying to grapple. So I get to here, right? Turn.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you, dude.
You know, manage that distance first because they're going to dive at your feet. If they're trying to wrestle there, they're going to continue with that engagement. But if you manage the distance with your forearms, wrestling defense, hands, forearms, head. That's how you manage distance in wrestling. So here, he's beat my hands, so I'm managing with my forearms here. I use this to manage that distance here. Boom. Once we're there, I can start to manage here. Do whatever feels violent, but we're using those elbows is the key. It's not so much getting to the perfect tie plum. It's getting to a similar position, but using those forearms to manage your distance.
And there's all the pressure on neck and collarbone.
Yeah. Basically, what I'm trying to do is, boom, I've now gotten control of basically from his collarbones up. So if Jordan goes to go anywhere that I don't appreciate, I can start to guide him where I want. Now you're steering the car. Does that make sense? You know, like you've now got control here. Boom, I can start to break off, do those things. But you manage that distance and you manage his pressure and control through having control of here up. Because naturally your body won't go where your neck's not going. That defense mechanism of not wanting to snap your own neck is available. So that's how you get that managed distance there. And that's how you manage left and right. I can see the question brewing.
I'm trying to think how to ask it. How similar would you say like head control in jiu-jitsu is relating to like head control in a clinch or on the cage or something?
Similar. The differences in jiu-jitsu a lot of the time you're trying to bring the head down so you can choke.
Yeah.
Still can be done in MMA, but it's
it's
a secondary option because I want to manage distance away because they're striking involved. So for a lot of jiu-jitsu guys, if we were doing like a cage jiu-jitsu match, you'd be going here to come over the top.
Yeah.
Where here, you're going to slam me and then try to hit me. So that's the difference, is I'm trying to manage that distance in and out with my forearms here as opposed to head snapping and things that you do in pure jiu-jitsu. 1, 2, 3.